Yeah, so I think this card is pretty interesting. Um, I think in order to actually decide whether this card is good or not,
Yeah,
we have to look at the synergies, right? With this card, it's a highly synergistic card with the other like support. There's two different options. Full Moon is they're trying to support the like werewolves and the werecat, that kind of faction, and then
yeah,
you have Blood Moon, which has its own own set of support cards, right?
yeah.
So I think in order to like decide whether this card's good or not, we have to talk about the cards that synergize with this. But uh, I think this card is like interesting. Like I think this card has potential, right?
Yeah.
Because this it gives you an option of two effects, and the good part is for Blood Moon, it's on contact,
Mm-hmm.
so there's synergy with Bridge Troll. So
Yeah.
I think potentially that could be good. And for Full Moon, I think the main thing to determine if Full Moon is going to be good is how good are the support cards going to be
Mm.
for Full Moon. So I think we can, as we go into the other cards, we can talk about Moonlight more.
So, what star would you give to the Moonlight, Hercules?
I'd probably give it like out of 5 stars. I would
Yeah.
probably give it right now. I would give it a 3 stars
Mm-hmm.
because I think it's a highly synergistic card. I think it could easily be like 4 stars.
Yeah.
But I don't think we have enough support right now. So that's why I'm gonna give it a 3 stars right now. But
Mm.
in the future, I could easily see it, go up
And
based on the
I'm gonna
support.
give it 4 stars because you can play this out of your deck with the Siren, I think.
Siren? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and the full moon really has a great seems to have a great synergy with the walls, and those walls look damn strong, man. So it'd be
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. I think that's like the most interesting
Yeah.
like card, right? The werewolf. So yeah, I think if we get maybe more support, I'm not sure you can make a viable deck right now
Yeah.
with the support. That's the only reason I'm gonna give it a 3 stars. But if we get more support, I definitely can see this go up.
Yeah. And Celebrate, anything to add? What do you think?
No, you guys covered it.
So
I mean, you guys are mainly gonna probably have more input on the monsters than I will because I'm a pleb when it comes to this sort of stuff.
all right. So you are pleb in Square and Monsters. You need to cover
Pretty
one
much.
round, bro. You just love the humans too much. All right.
Yeah.
I think we all hate the elves.
Yeah. Come on, man. Show some love. Yeah. Ice Troll.
Ice Troll, I think it's another interesting card. I don't see this card as too strong because it's only a 4 strength unit, right?
Yeah.
But it has a dual mechanic. So cards with the dual mechanic are always going to be you're always going to want high strength units, right?
Yeah.
With dual it's like hand buff in a sense. So when you have higher strength units, the dual mechanic is stronger. But since the card has dual, there's interesting things you can do with it, and I'm just not sure if 4 strength is gonna cut it. But obviously in Frost, it does double the damage, so it's okay. But I don't really see this card as too great.
Mm.
So I'll probably give it like a 2 star. What about you?
I'll give it 3 stars, cause if you target a unit on the frost, you are basically effectively killing it. It's kind of like almost as powerful as Saltkirk or Arena Champions in the damage departments. Yeah, and an ability like that in a bronze body is so powerful. That's why its strength is low, like a 4. So I think it's 3 stars. Obviously, it requires a lot of setup. The payoff will be great. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's again another interesting card. I think it could have potential. Just yet to see if I don't think Monsters has like
Mm,
much synergy with Duel. Like
yeah.
when you look at like Selkirk, no Northern Realms as a faction has a lot more synergistic units, I feel like. So that's probably my only reason for putting that at a 2.
Mm. Stellarbread, do you like this card?
Yeah, I like it. I think it has good synergy with Frost, so Ocean Metal will probably be running this in his Arid decks.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it's really powerful when you have Frost in a row.
Mm.
So I'll give it 3 stars. It's dependent on you running
Yeah.
a Frost deck. Yeah.
Warcat. It's a bad pun. He hates it when you scratch his belly. I kind of like a corny pun like that. It's very Hearthstone-y, but
Werecat,
Gwent
I
can use
think
good of this.
yeah. So for this card, I don't really see this card as that good, because first of all, it's conditional,
Yeah.
and it's conditional under Blood Moon. So that's what I was talking about. How like Moonlight and Blood Moon are like pretty conditional on the support that it gets. But we just look at it from a points perspective. It deals 5, and then it deals 1 under Blood Moon. So I don't really see it as gaining that many points. You know, maybe like 12, 13 point bronze. It's not really that strong. And if you're making a deck and you have like somewhat limited bronze slots, is it worth it to play Werecat, or is it worth it to play like Reconnaissance, and you can get bronze that you actually want? So that's why I don't think this card is that good right now.
How many stars?
Probably give it a 1 star, honestly.
1 star.
Yeah.
I'll give it 2 because I feel like if I don't give it high enough, it's gonna scratch me. I'm weak against cats.
Yeah.
I don't like cats, but I'm scared of them. I'm afraid of them. So.
Yeah, that's safe. You have to be safe.
And isn't there such thing as a black cat voodoo fear in the Western culture? I think there's one for.
Yeah, it's supposed to be unlucky if you see a black cat.
Yeah. Actually, I remember I A+ my final exam after seeing black cat. Maybe so it's a does apply to me, or maybe it's a good look for me. I don't know, but
maybe it only applies in
man.
Western.
Yeah.
It only applies for Westerners.
But I think black cat is sort of associated with the scary images in Asian culture as well. And black cat is usually associated with a witch in witch, right? A lot. Sailor Moon, anyone? And that's that. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, let's move on. But it's kind of cool twist, a playful take on the because there's no such monster in Witcher from my memory, but I think CDPL is kind of cool in pulling this direction. I like it. Some people may find it too corny or too cheesy, but a card game needs something like this.
I think CDPR will release like a lot of different wear cards, like to support the Blood Moon and the Moonlight. So I think in the future it'll probably be kind of good.
Okay, let's discuss this a little bit. Why did it be a cool animal to turn into this were thingy, or were cat, or were bear, or were lion, or whatever? What do you want to see in the new were animal?
Were gorilla.
Were gorilla. Okay, celebrate. What about you?
Where platypus?
Where platypus? What's that? I go with the were sloth, cause I don't know how did it work. It's gonna be interesting. Moving on. All right. Barbare Gachi.
Yeah. So
basically Akimera, right?
Yeah, I think they changed Akimara to something else, right?
Yeah.
So this card is good, right? Like Akimara was good.
Yeah.
So if this card is just copying its effect, it's not much different.
And with the nerf to Neckers and that Switch no longer having that carryable effect, this card only see its value soar, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Probably 4 stars, right?
Yeah.
4 to 5.
I'll give it 5 because it's the only thing that keeps consume or Death Switch there alive.
Yeah. I'm okay with that, giving it a 5, because I think it's integral to its archetype, right?
Yeah. Alright. Stellar, you too silent, man. You would say something.
I'm sorry. Yeah, 5.
5. Yeah.
It's good that insectoids are getting love in this patch. That makes Ruin a lot better, and I like that card. It's cool.
Yeah. Forktail. Let me take it away.
I think this card is another solid card. I think because it's a kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a good medium between I guess Barbagazi and Unseen Elder, right? Like
Mm.
we have the one consume, and then we had the old 3 consume,
Yeah.
and now we have like a medium which is
2 units.
2 consume.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's solid, but I think it's gonna be harder to get value off of this card maybe than Barbagazi, because you have to consume 2
Yeah.
allies, so it's not gonna be as consistent, but it's also gonna be strong, right? So I feel like it's still a pretty solid card. I would probably give it like a 4 stars.
And I think I'll give it 3 stars. It'll be great with the Harpy X.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but usually opponents is not really gonna leave Harpy X, manual them alive, so it's
Well,
finally gonna see some hit.
Well, I feel like that's a bonus with this card, right? Because if you were playing Vrans, then you get 1 consume immediately with a Vran deploy, right? And then they have 1 egg to react to. But if they don't react to your initial Harpy and you just play this, then they have no more chances to react to your eggs because you can just consume both of them. That's why I think it has some potential.
Oh, I give it 4 stars. I think that it's good. Yeah, like Lord Byron was saying, it's got good potential, and it has Phoenix synergy.
Oh, that's a PogChamp right there. Is it?
Yeah,
Is
it
this
does have some
it is.
synergy, yeah.
I like the artwork too.
Yeah.
So
I mean, what the hell is that? Is that a dragon? Is that a rhinoceros? It's kind of
looks
It's
like
a-
rhino
looks
head
like a
with dragon body.
dinosaur.
Yeah.
It's a forktail, duh.
Yeah. It's a wyvern, but it has a very weird name. Okay, they are different species, I guess.
They don't even.
Let's move on. Lamia Beast. Firepower, deal 4 damage to an enemy. If enemy is on the Blood Moon, deal 7 damage. So we are getting all these similar cards across factions, right?
Yeah,
7 strength body, deal 4, or 8 strength body, deal 4, or something like that. 4 strength or 5 strength body, deal 6 to 7 damage. What's your take on this?
So this is another one of the. It's another one of the Moonlight synergistic units.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I don't think this unit is as interesting as some of the other ones, mainly just because of the low points. Like that's pretty much all. Like it has no interesting ability, and it's only from a points perspective. That's all we can really judge this card. So it's a base strength of 5. It deals 4 without condition, and with condition it deals 7. So I mean, overall, it's kind of mediocre points, and plus it's conditional to get full value. Like you need Blood Moon, and yeah, you can pull Blood Moon out with Sirens. So if you're playing, you're going to be trying to play this in a Blood Moon deck, right? That's pretty much the only home for it. But even in a Blood Moon deck, I feel like, again, my point is, if a bronze doesn't bring you enough value, then might as well just play Reconnaissance, right?
Yeah.
Then you can just search out whatever you want. So that's why I don't feel like this card is any good.
Man, you mostly like this Reconnaissance card. Is it like a 5 stars for you?
Well, I think it's a good card
Yeah.
in terms of consistency for archetypes that don't have a lot of members, right? So when you look at an archetype like Werewolf, or when we look at archetypes that aren't supported, I would rather play a card like Reconnaissance that gets me into my good cards than play bad cards in the archetype, right? So I feel like we have to think about Reconnaissance now when we talk about archetypes that are just coming into the game. So that's why I'm bringing it up so much. I really think it's a good card. So
How many stars then, Hercules?
for Reconnaissance or for this
for
Lamia?
Lamia, yeah.
Probably 1, sadly.
I'll give it 2 stars.
Yeah, I give it 1. This card sucks.
Alright. Moving on. Bridge Troll. This is cool.
Yeah.
Solid, I think. Yeah.
This card, I think this card's really cool. Like I like thematically what it does.
Yeah.
And I think this card can only get better as hazards in the game get better, right?
Yeah.
So if we get like golden hazards, like
Yeah.
I know we have some, like, right, but if we get more unique golden hazards, this card could be really strong. Right now, this card has the synergy with Blood Moon, where it can Blood Moon hits on contact, and this has good synergy with Blood Moon.
It also
And
has
this
good
has-
synergy with the single roll weather effects, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're just playing, like, let's say we're playing Ice Troll, right? We're playing a Frost with Ice Troll. This is solid, right? If they try to just evade, like it's just a move. It's just a move. So, I think this is a good utility card. I don't think it's insane.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a 3 stars. I think that's like fair.
Yeah, 3 stars. I give it 3 stars too.
I'll do the same. Well, it's probably only going to be used in Blood Moon decks, weather decks, stuff like that. Because you'd only use this for Blood Moon, right? If you're running weather, you'd probably rather run a Drowner.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
And the only question is, this is a cool effect, but do you really have a space for it in your deck? And do you have a space enough to run 2 of them for consistency? And yeah, that's the every answer that every cool cards have to, pass.
Yeah. And I think that's why this card really depends on hazards.
Yeah.
Like in the future, this card could be really good because I could see like them releasing different kind of hazards. But right now with the current set of hazards that we have, I think probably like Celebrate's right that is viable in Blood Moon decks, but I mean Blood Moon as a deck is not going to be very good, right? Like I feel like either people are going to build Blood Moon or they're going to build Moonlight, right? Like one or the other, because the cards are not related at all. Like, so I feel in that sense, I think 3 stars is somewhat okay, fair for that.
I think a Full Moon deck will be way stronger than Blood Moon deck because generally.
Well, I think
proactive
Werewolf, right?
Tends to do better in Gwent.
Werewolf is just a really good card.
And the control deck that relies on hazards to be effective is not a good control deck at all. So. So definitely.
Well, you just have to look at like at that point you could just play Aridin, right? A deck that has way more synergy.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I guess that's the coolest stone out of them all. But we all just agreed that to give 2 stars to every stones. But
okay.
Your take on Hercules? Do you think it's 2 stars or 3 stars for these faction stones?
I mean these cards are hard to say, right? Because it really depends on what you get, right? And in a situation where you're committing a silver slot, you want consistency. Like if I'm playing Frost and I get like a silver card that's completely useless to me, my game plan, then this is a 1-star card. But if I get a card if I'm under 3 rolls of weather and I get a Abaya, then this could be a 5-star card. But because of the variance, I think it's fair to place it at 2.
All right. It's now Argul. Argul is one tough son of a bitch in the Witcher game. It's really tough to kill. Yeah.
This is just Katakan, right?
Yeah. If you come across Argul in Witcher 3, run away if you're not up to the task, cause it just snap you, man. Yeah. And consume a bronze or silver unit from either grade and boosted by its power. Katakan was like a 3-star card.
Yeah, I don't think
archetype. That's a 3-star.
No difference, I think. Just like Ekimara with the new one. I don't think we have to talk about this one too much.
And actually, I think it's 2 stars now because now Ghoul does it, and Ghoul's a bronze body. And do you really want?
But do we know? But do we know Ghoul does it still? Like does the same thing?
I think so. Yeah, I read through the PTR text and does the same thing. It consumes a bronze or silver unit from your own graveyard. It cannot target opponent's graveyard, but
Ghoul always did the same thing when Katakan was the same, right? Like
no, Ghoul used to be random. Ghoul used to be just random from other graveyard. No.
Okay.
Yeah, so
maybe.
No, so,
I'll probably just give it a 3-star because I think like in some certain situations graveyard hate can be like strong, like to disrupt your opponent's graveyard, and Monsters has like some decent tools already, so it's just another tool for that. And I think if ever a deck becomes really good with good graveyard synergy, then this card is just going to be good, right? So I feel like it's kind of like an anti-meta card, so I'm okay with giving it a 3-star.
How about you Celebrate?
I mean, it's Katakan. It's good in consume decks. It's good if graveyard hate is a good thing. Exactly what you guys are saying. This card we already know this card.
Yeah. So let's move on then. Wispis is tribute. So basically the last gold crone of the bunch. You can basically run the crone deck now. That'd be cool. Run all the 3 silver crones, 3 gold crones.
That'd be horrible though.
Never know. It could work. I mean, okay, what's your take on this?
I think this card's good because organic cards. This to me is like interesting that it's locked to monsters because this seems like something that would be neutral to open up access of organics to like all factions.
Yeah.
But it reminds me of Vesemir a lot. But
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of better organic cards though. That's the thing. So
I think this card's really good. It works with
Yeah.
Monster's Nest.
like there are a lot of good organic cards as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I think this card's good. What do you think, Insangfa?
I'll give it 4 stars.
4 stars?
I agree with 4 stars.
Yeah, me too.
Basically, all the gold crown cards are the 4 stars or 5 stars.
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go pee.
All right.
Okay.
Because you drink a lot of beers, man. You fat dwarf mustache man. Get back here. Never mind.
Toxic
Yeah.
PM. So have you played any PTR so far?
I played like I think 10 to 20 games yesterday, and yeah, some people must have played like 100 by now. But
What's your takeaway so far?
oh, Starlight has a cat. I see a little cat in the background. And
Yeah, he has 2.
It's camouflage in the blanket.
I think he has 2.
Yeah.
What do you think of the PTR so far?
It's buggy as hell, and it's
Well, I mean like the UI
yeah,
and stuff.
and the graphics and UI. It's a whole lot of beast to talk about, right? And we are here to talk about the card review, but and just my initial impression is that I like the overall simplistic and effective approach, right? And you don't want the UI to be way too flashy to take away from the gameplay experience. And in card games, the UI that gets the most information across is probably the best. So I like the direction they're going over with it. I'm pretty sure they need more optimization along the way, but I like the direction. Yeah.
All right. Looks like Stella's back, so we can move on.
Go on, boys.
Yeah. All right. And Stella, but could you move your cat and put it in front of your camera like those gold streamers so you can enjoy your cat's awesomeness? How big is your cat?
She's a tired pussy. She's really small. She's only like 7 or 8 pounds.
Oh, okay.
But she's only a year and a few months old.
Yeah.
But she's tired.
But she's gonna grow into work cat, right? And
oh yeah, dude. She goes outside and she butchers birds and mice and all that other stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Cool. All right. So moving on, Arcetypes Queen, the leader.
This card is like Unseen Elder, but better, right? It's like a better version of Unseen Elder. But like they nerfed a lot of the consume stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like so it's hard to judge it until we have an idea of what other stuff actually do.
Here's the thing I'll say. So Unseen Elder never really got hit by removal, right? He always was either Scorch or Villain Shelter bait. And that's the same thing here, or Igni, yeah. It's still, this unit's still going to get Scorched or Ignied or Villain Treadmirth.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, it seems like it's a really nice change. I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference.
Yeah, also it can be set by Arden, so that's a nerf too.
It's not that like significant.
Arden. Yeah.
But it's more of just like how the other consume units are right now. So what do you think? What rating would you give this card?
I'll give it 4 stars because the Unseen Elder is a solid leader right now. And that means this leader is solid, so Unseen Elder is probably a 4-star leader at this point, so 4 stars.
I'll probably give it a 4 stars, just at the point where we don't know what the other consume mechanics are. So, yeah.
Still a bit?
Yeah, I agree. 4 stars. I mean, it's Unseen Elder, but it's better, right? Because it can still get Scorched, but it can't get hit by any other removal, which is still a nice change. So I mean, it's a slightly better version of Unseen Elder.
It could be a thing in like versus Northern Realms when they have like a lot of machines. Could be like it could come up.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's a better version of Unseen Elder.
All right, moving on. Basically, Spear Tip had a multi-personality disorder and split into two. So
I hate this change. Like this is again like the changes that they're making to the cards like Field Medic and stuff like that. They're just kind of dumbing down the game a little bit. Spear Tip was a really unique card. I really liked that card, and this card is just like, oh
Well,
hey.
this supports like this is supposed to support the Ogroid like archetype, right?
so Dennis
that's
Kramer for monsters.
Yeah,
Except
that's a
Ogroid is a
purpose.
more limited tribe.
Yeah, so right now this card is really awful because the Ogroids are like they're not cohesive enough to build anything around. But in the future, this card might be good, right?
Yeah.
Like it really depends on the support. I feel like
Yeah.
maybe they wanted this to be played with Neckers, right?
Mm.
Because aren't Neckers all Ogroids plus like what else is an Ogroid? Like Necker
Trolls.
Warrior is an Ogroid,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Necker
trolls,
Warrior.
Yeah.
She Troll is an Ogroid.
Yeah.
So those all seem like Necker, like a Necker kind of focus, but like you never play this in a Necker deck, right? Because your gold slots are too valuable, and this doesn't help your game plan much. Like it doesn't help consume much at all. So that's why I'm gonna give this card a 2 stars.
I will give 2 stars too.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like the changes for this card from Old Spear Tip, so whatever.
Alright, moving on.
Somebody in chat said it gets double value from the ice trolls. But even if it does get double value, would you play this just for those three bronze, like just for ice trolls? Like, doesn't that seem kind of inconsistent overall? So
Yeah, it makes
That's
the
my
ice
take.
throw more powerful because of the dual mechanic.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's really inconsistent. At that point, like, I don't know. You probably have to run like Royal Decree and stuff. So I don't really see that as really viable.
Yeah, and Dennis Kramer, you can easily get it out with Brutal Hook, so you
Yeah,
don't
plus
really
you can-
sacrifice that much, but you are sacrificing gold slot for this, and you need to
Yeah,
play Royal Decree too, or
and-
deals.
Well, and you can interact with Dennis Cranmer, right? Like you can play it a bunch of times,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
and you
fair
can just
point.
keep getting the buff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But with this, it's a gold, so you can't interact, and plus the
Yeah.
tag is worse. So pretty much.
So the old spear tip, 10 power, deal 2 damage to up to 5 enemy on the opposite row. Solid, serviceable, but
20
dull and
point.
boring. Yeah.
20 points. Okay. I'm not sure if people will play this card
Yeah.
because we have like, I don't know, like Lacerate does the same thing.
Yeah.
Like in a situation where we have a meta where people
Yeah.
decide to stack super hard, when you see like a bronze card that
Yeah.
has like similar value
Yeah.
to a gold card, you probably don't really feel good about playing the gold card. So
Yeah.
that's
I
my
mean,
take on it.
Before the gold immunity patch, old spirit tip saw a lot of play, and there's a beauty to like playing this card correctly. You place unit down, get this effect off. When you force to sleep, you move your enemy's unit to the spirit tip's row.
Right.
It awakes the game, buffs your units, and it's
Yeah,
the
right,
goes
right.
on and on, right?
Yeah, but this
It-
is different, right?
It used to
Which
be
is
so
sad.
cool and amazing, but the gold immunity patch basically killed Spirit Tip, and any gold card with an ongoing ability like any Conjurer and Tris Bob, Tris
I
Butterfly.
I think
now
honestly
this is
think-
just dumbing down the card even more. It's basically
I-
like a peeing on someone's grave. I feel like.
I honestly thought for Spirit Tip, like Spirit Tip was fine if they maybe just increased the damage a little
Yeah.
that it did, so you get like a bigger reward for like protecting it for like
Yeah.
keeping it alive. But I don't think I agree with Celebrate like how they like separated it and kind of made it
Yeah.
like dull. Like you'd never play this card, right? Because
Yeah.
like why wouldn't you would just play Lacerate in any situation where you wanted like row punish, because this card is strictly worse because it's interactable. Like it's a 10-point unit that's interactable and your opponent can hit it with like different units and you lose like value, right?
Yeah.
Like that's always worse in this game, having like interactability. That's like a con in my opinion. So That's why-
I'll give it 3 stars because it should at least reliably get you 16 to 18 values 20 value gold when it gets full potential, and which shouldn't be too hard. So I'll give it 3 stars. But
I'll probably give it a 2 stars because like I don't want to play this card.
Yeah.
I'd rather play like any of the other golds. Like
Okay.
Monsters has good golds now, right?
Yeah.
Like we have the Crones.
Yeah.
Like we have much better options.
Yeah, does this mean that who owns the spear tip gets the 2 versions now? What's gonna happen? We are going to keep the old spear tip and have to make up the Ogroid one, or I don't know how they're gonna implement that. Probably the latter, right?
Yeah, probably. We'll
Yeah.
see. I'm super excited like for this new patch. I played PTR for like 10 hours today.
Yeah.
So like I'm just getting all my opinions down because I want to give them feedback on what I think, and I hope they'll take some of it. So
Yeah, still, but sorry to cut you off there, man. What do you think?
2 stars. I'm seeing a recurring theme of this homogenization and dumbing down of certain cards
Yeah.
and in the PTR, and I'm kind of discouraged by it. But I'm hopeful, man. I'm hopeful.
I'm hopeful. Too.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah. Let's move on. Basically, monster units saw a lot of changes. Cyclops destroy an ally and deal its power as damage, so it no longer gets buffed. But because of that, it got the base buff, so it's pretty much the same thing. Yeah.
Destroy an ally and deal its powers. So this is a Death Wish unit, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, we are not giving ratings for these existing cards, just letting you know. But yeah, we are gonna discuss it.
So I think I'd probably give this card a 2 star because like this is just based on Death Wish. Like
Yeah.
that's all. This card is. Don't think of this card as like doing anything. All this does is trigger Death Wish abilities. So we'll probably have to see like
Yeah.
how they affect Death Wish abilities, mainly because they change a lot of stuff in PTR right now. So it's really hard to say. What do you think in Sangfa?
It's pretty much the same thing. It doesn't have the Death Wish buff tag, but because its base strength got buffed, it's much the same thing. And yeah, people are gonna play in the meme decks. And I used to like the Necker bullet deck. I run my own version. I mean, A- kinda popularized on Gwent TB, but I run similar version before he posted it. So I'm gonna
But doesn't that
still
deck
practice with it.
doesn't that deck suck though?
It isn't bad. It isn't bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it has some good control elements, and if all stars align, it's a really powerful deck. But obviously, it's not consistent enough because it relies so much on the Necker. And,
Right.
Yeah, and so. And Stellar Bird, what do you think? It basically saw no change at all.
This card sucks still.
Yeah.
It's a shit card.
All right. All right. Now Fint is just a dumb 11 strength bronze with no ability. It used to be 8 base strength and strengthened by 3 when there's a lilac in your hand, right? Licked or licked in your hand. So.
Yeah, this card makes no sense to me.
More
Give it a 1
consistent
star.
now? Yeah. We are not giving stars now. Just say, it's a what the fuck change, or it's a good change, or something like that, right? Yeah.
Well, there's nothing to like say though, because it's like no ability.
Yeah. Let's move on. Let's move on. Yeah. We are not gonna waste our breath on this one.
Exactly.
Arcetypes famous. So it has seen substantial change. When you consume a unit, spawn on Arcetypes hatchling, repeat up to 3 times. So at best, this is 17 strength bronze.
So this is a nerf, right? Because beforehand it would just keep going until it died, and it would reduce by 1, right?
Yeah, but it's not really a nerf per se, because you're not really getting them much higher value than 17 because you are damaging.
So they buffed it by 8.
Yeah, but the unit got nerfed because it used to be it couldn't get removed by Alzur's Thunder. Now it can.
Yeah.
So I think this unit is shit. It sucks, dick.
Well, this sucks because this card was really cool. Like before, I thought.
Yeah, I like the design of the card. It's a really cool design card. Yeah. It's a really interesting, unique card, and now it's. I think it's gonna kind of fall away because I think Thunder is going to be run quite prevalently in this meta. This is going to be a very removal heavy meta, in my opinion. Like I'm running right now, like my control deck. I'm running a Curse control deck, and I have 3 Thunders in my deck, and I would shit on anyone who runs Erica speaking.
I'll probably give this a 2 stars because I think Celebrate. I agree with Celebrate basically. Everything he said.
Alright, Hercules, stop with the stars, man. We're not giving a rating for this existing card. We're just discussing the changes.
Yeah, but you were giving them before.
Whatever. Just this change is bad,
Yeah.
and they need to make this card so it can't be removed by Thunder.
I think
Because
yeah,
they should make it like 7 power, 3 armor, or something like that. Because right now I can just get removed with 1 zap and then it's gone. So that kind of sucks, right? Like one of the strengths of the old one was it was kind of a little bit more resistant to removal, and now this one is not. So it's probably gonna suck again.
So I think for this card to be playable now, it should be like deploy summon 1 Arcus Hatchling. Then when you consume summon another for like 2 or 3 times, and this card.
Well, that would be broken because if you run the 3 Ericus drones in your deck, then you would play this card, and you would literally get like a billion points,
then
and you would thin your
have
deck
to make
too.
a change to Arcus again. Okay, make
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to make this so it has one. It doesn't get instantly zapped by Thunder, in my opinion. Like you just have to make it so if it has armor when it deploys. So if it gets hit by Thunder, it has like 1 strength left.
Yeah.
Like that would make it more viable. But at a stage where they can literally just 1-for-1 this with a Thunder, it's really awful. So.
Cockatrice, what the fuck is this? It's a basically Witch Hunter, but it does it's a 6 strength bronze with such a heavy conditional ability. What? I don't know, man.
I think this card is like kind of shit though, because in monsters, I don't know how it works in the game plan. Like all your units are low anyway, so they're probably not going to be in any range to reset like your own units. So you have to reset your opponent's units, and yeah, that's heavily dependent on matchup. So I'll give this card a 2 stars because in some matchups, like, yeah, I'm just gonna give this card a 2 stars. It's worse than Witch Hunters because Witch Hunters at least thins your deck. So I don't know.
I'm gonna give it 0. No,
A 0?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, this card sucks.
Yeah. Yo, we need to hammer down the justice, man, to this horrible changes.
These bad cards.
Yeah. Okay, now it's Tao. It's like as in Taoism. So Earth Elemental. Okay, sorry about the bad joke, but you know, these changes are so dull. I gotta put in some jokes to lighten up. And if you guys have any good jokes, go ahead. Yeah.
This card is better now, though, right? Because like they just
Dao. They renamed it to
really.
Dao. Are you serious? Why did they do that?
It's we are gonna get Lao Tzu, we are gonna get Confucius in the monster faction, man. They're no philosophy now.
Spawn to lesser Dao.
It's a funny take on Taoism, basically. And I don't know. Maybe it's a way to appease the Chinese audience.
I'll give this card a 3 stars because this card is good for Swarm. Like this is the best carryover that Swarm can get.
Yeah, but
like,
but carryover. Remember, carryover doesn't get over to the next round. Once it dies at the end of the round, the tokens die with them and just go away. It doesn't carry over into the next round.
For this card?
Yeah, I saw it being implemented. I saw how the Death Switch works now.
Oh, it doesn't carry over the next round. Oh,
what?
this card is. It's
into the next round.
terrible.
That's how it works
then.
across the net cards. That's how it works across the RPA.
This card sucks then.
Well, and I guess it has synergy with Cyclops. LOL.
It has synergy with the Chimera or other consume units because it's a 14 strength strength packed in one body, right? So once you basically bust the shell and you get all those 4 strength tokens by side, it's not as bad as you guys say it is, but it's still pretty bad. Because the only reason why you're playing Earth Elemental in first place anyway is for tokens carry over right into the next round.
So I don't think this card is too good because like from what you say, like the synergy cards are all like bad anyway. So
Yeah.
what's the point of playing like bad synergy cards to unlock the potential of this card? Not really.
I'm kinda amused that the chat digs my jokes, so I guess you kinda dig my sense of humor. And that's very good for me. All right.
But it's bad for us.
Okay, okay. It's my stream, buddy. You are on the board with me, so deal with it. All right. The Echimera, the vampire.
All right, let's see. Drain a unit by 3. So basically drain. What does it do like
It
fully?
deals the damage and it buffs the unit by that.
So
amount.
this is literally at most an 11-point card.
Yeah.
Okay, dog shit. GG, go next.
Okay, so they basically gave the other card Ekimara's effect and just killed Ekimara.
They pretty much gave all the vampires a drain effect. They wanna make it this vampire thing, I guess.
Like what? This is what 11 points at the absolute most. How is this good?
I know, but I'm just saying.
I think this card.
Crickets.
Yeah, I have no idea. I think this card sucks.
Yeah, throw your
I thought-
dumpster fire, man.
I give it a fucking 0.
Yeah.
I give it -1 actually.
Yeah, expose them to sunlight and burn them all. Yeah, along with the ledges. Yeah, build up can put him on fire again. Ooh, sexy. Never mind. Siren. So this is like a Swim's favorite card art apparently. Kind of on the second that, yeah. Alright. Siren Beast. 4 power, play Moonlight from Yonsei. And I kinda wanted to talk about this because now we know what this card does now, and we know what the Full Moon Boon and Blood Moon Hazard does. We
This card's good.
Yeah, we reserved the card rating for this one because we didn't
This
know
card-
what the Boon Boon
Yeah,
Hazard
yeah.
did at that point.
This card is really good, basically. Like this card is really, really good. This makes like Moonlight actually like not shit because having something that you can just search like just makes the consistency really strong.
Yeah.
So I'd probably give this like the best rating, like mainly because I mean we see how good Wild Hunt Hound is, right? For a frost-based deck, so that's the same that's basically the same card that this is for Moonlight-based decks, except Moonlight is worse because it has less synergy right now.
So 4 stars for me. Yeah.
It's just another Wild Hunt Hound. Yeah, but how many of those do we have unique like in the game? We don't really have like that many for unique for like controlled. I'm not talking about like adepts that can pull literally any weather. I'm talking about like a focused control based tutor for weather. Like Fog doesn't have one, right? Like Rain doesn't have one.
Yeah.
So I still think that this card is good.
And Celebrate, what rating would you give now?
I'll give it a 4-star. It seems like it's going to be good. It's going to establish Moonlight synergy. Seems good.
And
I like the artwork.
Yeah. And I like that it's gonna produce 2 types of decks. One that relies on a full moon, one that relies on blood moon. Except the blood moon one's probably not gonna be so good, but it's gonna be played nonetheless.
But that's cool, right? Like that's
Yeah.
cool that they
That's what
they
the
do
new
that.
card should do, and this card
Yep.
does that. Harpy is basically now 4 power now instead of 3 power and does 1 damage. So I think that's a slight nerf. Deal 1 damage, yeah, that has some value. So
Summon a copy of this unit whenever you destroy an allied beast.
I
I think
it used
this,
to be a 3 power and deal 1 damage.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think this card could still be run and consume. Like I don't see
Yeah.
I don't see it like
Yeah.
being nerfed that hard. Like it's still good thinning, right?
Yeah. Okay, now Slizzard, the only change is now it says copy of consume a bronze or silver unit from your graveyard. So basically, Iris is no longer a bug because CDPR wrote into the text for all of us dogs.
Oh god.
Yeah. So CDPR instead of fixing the bug is like comes out clear. Is like fuck you, you guys can get Iris, and it was intended as it was. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
The weird part about this is that you can consume a silver unit from your graveyard and play a copy of it from your deck. What? Question mark?
Iris.
Yeah, just for that. Like just for that one.
Before that, it was seen as a bug, right? So instead of fixing that bug,
Right.
they just, made it official.
Yeah, but that's bad, right?
I mean, it's clear now. At least
Yeah.
because what's his name? Dua, right? Dua lost
Yeah,
the game
yeah.
because he failed to do the Slizard and Iris interaction, and that guy won
Probably.
the Gwent Slam. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's a dumb mistake. I could have made a mistake, and people in their high stake tournament could easily make a mistake like that. So if anything, it shows a really solitude of him to go through all that and win everything. So, but I'm just saying. So yeah, let's move on. Toad Prince or nerf basically because it used to be able to consume a special. Now it's relegated to unit. And in Monster that you sometimes run special that you want to consume because it may no longer find the use like a Scorch or Royal Decree. Royal Decree is a common one. So I found a couple of times where my Toad Prince ate the Royal Decree because it's no longer see use. And it's a nerf, basically.
Yeah, this is a nerf. I think this card is still card is still fine though. I don't think like consuming specials unless you're like pretty desperate. It's I don't know. Like most of the time you want to consume a unit to trigger your consume, right?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of the point. So unless your hand was really bad and you had no choice to consume a special, for the most part, like I could still see this getting play. So.
Yeah, it's a slight nerf, but it doesn't really tarnish its overall barrier to consume archetype.
Just being able to draw is so
Yeah.
nice, I think.
Yeah.
Like just being able to see through your deck.
And Celebrate, you're not really big of a consume deck, right? Do you play yourself?
No, not. I've played a consume deck a few times. I have no real opinion on this.
Yeah. All right. Oh, Necro basically changed now to spawn a Moonlight. What the shit?
Yeah.
You
So-
are really playing a Siren, so you want an extra
Yes.
Siren on the silver body?
So- No, this card sucks. Like the thing is, this card's silver.
Yeah.
So this is taking a silver card, but like you said, when we have sirens that already do the same thing,
Yeah.
plus we have like reconnaissance. If we really need more sirens, like 3 more sirens, why would we need this card at all? Like I feel like for Moonlight, we're already consistent for Moonlight. Like we can already get Moonlight whenever we want. Now we just need good cards that gain effects in Moonlight or Blood Moon. That's all we need right now. So that's pretty much why I think this card sucks.
It may have a space though because with the Siren you can only cast it 3 times because you are playing the Moonlight from your deck. And there's no way yet to add additional Moonlight to existing
Yeah, but
card
you don't-
pool. So
but you
this
don't
could be
want-
fourth.
You don't want 4 Moonlight. That's the thing. Like when I was playing it, like if I didn't win the game with 3 Moonlight, then I'm not gonna win the game with the 4th one because there's not enough units basically. Like
Yeah.
for it to for a 4th one to matter. If anything, I wanted another werewolf, right? Like I wanted a 4th werewolf. So I was playing. So I would rather have that than a 4th of this. That's just my take on it.
Okay, Chad on Dragon Archer said, well, it's like a Kantier sort of thing, whether on a stick. That's a fair point. That's why I'm giving this card a chance, but still think it's underwhelming.
I mean, I don't think it's true that it's never going to be bad. Like I think there are cases where you'd rather have another silver that could be better. That's my point. Like that's my whole that's where I'm coming from really.
All right. Starbuck want to add anything to the debate?
No, I'm not. I don't like this card. Oh, it's shit.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so if CDPR wants to be consistent with the vampires with their drain ability, why not add a cool drain ability to this card? Because it's supposed to be an elder vampire, but it spawns Moonlight now.
Maybe you can drain and then spawn Moonlight. That might be better.
Yeah, there's that. CDPR take note. yeah. Alright, Shitro Ogroid. Now it's 1 power and consuming boosted up by space power. So
Play a bronze death wish unit from your deck,
Yeah.
consume it, and boost it by its space.
It used to be just 7 vanilla strength or something like that. 7 or 8.
So
It was 8. I think.
So the thing is now you can play. You get to choose what Death Wish unit you play. So
And it didn't
it's a
boost
it's a
before,
better
right?
it's a better card now. It's a
This
way
card
better
is
card
good.
now.
I think this card is good actually
I
because
think it is too.
Oh, it's a play a bronze. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can like conceivably eat like what's that stupid unit that explodes and deals 2 damage to all
Lovely.
units in a row?
Lovely.
Yeah, so
Lovely,
that's
yeah.
a huge like row stacking is very prevalent. I don't know. I think it'll be a pretty good card now. We'll see.
I'm doing everything I can to increase my volumes.
You sound fine to me, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe try to increase your volume on your end.
I did everything I could have. I'm trying to increase my mic volumes, but when I come back to it again, kind of falls back. I don't know why.
I mean,
Maybe
I
it's
think
not
I think
adjusted.
we're nearing towards the end of the review anyway, so it's not
But
that
just
big
bear
of a
with
deal.
us for just bear with us for the rest of it, I guess. It's not that long.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just really trying everything I can. I'm fiddling with the setting on OBS. I'm fiddling with my mic setting on the volume mixer. Seems like it's not really doing much to help. And yeah, sorry about that, man. Oh, it sounds louder now. All right, let's keep it this way then. I don't want to jinx it. Monster Nest. Basically, I want to address it because with the new influx of Necrophage or Insector unit, Monster Nest has more options. That just makes Monster Nest better card, basically.
Yeah, I think. What do you think about this card, Sella?
Oh, yeah, I think it's a really good card. I think especially since you can pull it out with the gold, whatever fucking Witcher or Chrome thing that it pulls out the organics now. So I think this card's really strong.
Yeah, I think this card is cool because it also now affects the Insectoid archetype. So I like to see that, like new archetypes get support. Like I don't like when they release new archetypes and just like never support it. Like, so I think that this card is pretty solid.
Yeah.
And you could also search this with Crone because it's organic.
Yeah.
So that's also like has potential in my opinion.
All right. Next one, Drak for the Swarm deck. At max, this is an 18 power play. That has implication for Swarm deck.
I think this card is good in Swarm, right? Like
Yeah,
it does
pretty
everything
much
you
Swarm.
want it. Does everything you need it, so it's always going to be good. It's always going to be consistent. So I feel like it's good.
I like it in Swarm decks. That's it.
Yeah. So pretty. I think it's a cool change. Yeah.
Because before it was like never played, right?
Yeah. Alright, kind of fits the lore as well. And now Dagon, the leader himself, has changed. The leader that everyone loved to hate, but now it's kind of disappeared in the with the new patch. He no longer can spawn Frost, and his base strength got buffed by 1, by 2. I think actually to 8.
2, yeah. I don't think this changes him though, like much. Overall, like you always want to spawn Fog anyway. Like I don't know anybody who was spawning Frost with him. So you always want to spawn Fog, and yeah, the strength buff is nice. Like it's never bad, but it's not going to really affect his viability too much, unless his support cards, like the Fog support cards, are like changing or getting buffed. So that's how I view it.
Yeah, I completely agree. I hate Dagon, so whatever. Fuck Dagon.
And it makes sense because Dagon is the god of the lake and swamp, and for him to be able to spawn Frost. Yeah. Alright, let's move on. Speaking of the lake, there should be the Lady of the Lake card. Maybe edited as a gold or leader later.
I'm sure that'll come eventually.
Yeah, it'll come. Lady of the Lake. Let's go. Unseen Elder. What the fuck is this? This is a leader?
Yeah, they changed it.
Yeah, this is a hell. Even this is a silver. I wouldn't play it. Even this is a bronze. I'm not gonna play it probably.
This card sucks because like So the whole philosophy of draining a unit is like it's good. It's only good the bigger the unit is, right?
Yeah.
So for like small units, it's like incredibly awful. So in a situation where they have a really big unit, why not just play a card like Igni, right? If you're trying to go for, punish against really big units, it makes more sense to play like Igni or Scorch, which are like neutral options, and you don't have to commit your leader. So there's more surprise. Like as a leader, they're always going to know you have this, so they never want to concentrate power into any one unit, and you're just not going to get much value off of it unless the vampire synergy cards for Drain are like insane. I don't really see how this card is going to be good at all.
Yeah, this card fucking blows.
Well said. Well said. Yeah. Yeah. Well said. Moonlight. So basically, the bronze card that gets pulled out of a siren.
Yeah, we already talked about this. I think we're at the
Yeah.
beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we talked at the beginning. That's right. Okay, so what you're going to do is we're going to talk about the new archetypes and the cards we would like to use in the archetypes, or maybe we already have practice in the PTR. So, uh, uh, Hercules, you first with the monsters.
What archetype do you want to start with?
Basically, you're gonna come up with an archetype, new archetypes that you're thinking gonna
Okay,
see rise.
so for so I'm playing right now. I'm playing Full Moon, right?
Mm.
So I'm playing the Full Moon archetype, and I'm playing triple Siren. I'm playing triple Werewolf, and I'm basically my goal for this deck is to just it's pretty self-explanatory. It's self-explanatory. I
Yeah.
just play Siren to get Full Moon out on one of my rows, and then I play Alpha Werewolf and Werewolf to try to
Maximize
buff my
value.
rows. Yeah, maximize value. And I play triple Reconnaissance so I can pull out triple Werewolf.
Reconnaissance. Okay.
Yeah, because it's any bronze, so
Yeah.
like it's never like dead. So there's no
Mm.
reason why I wouldn't when my archetype has like limited support. So I've been having fun with that. Obviously, like the main issue is not Moonlight. Like I always have Moonlight when I need it, but the main issue is having different options. Like I need more options than Werewolf and Alpha Werewolf. Like I need like more werewolves basically that
Mm.
interact with Full Moon. Maybe like a gold like werewolf or
Yeah.
something that helps me out a little. So right now it's just a cause of like it's just a issue of I just need more support. So that's what I've been playing right now. I've also been trying Consume. So I've been playing like Forktail with like
Yeah.
Harpies, and that's been going okay. What about you guys?
Yeah. I think full moon dash should be really interesting. And do you think any like existing monster archetypes gonna see like rise or increase in play because of the new cards?
Uh, I think we'll see like the same rate, like fairly. Like it really
Mm.
depends on Consume. Consume is kind of unknown, right? Like
Yeah.
somewhat because they change like a
Because
lot
of
of
that switch
cards.
nerf. Yeah.
Yeah, they
That
changed a
switch
lot
carry
of
one nerf.
cards. So people don't really like know right now how because it's only day one, right? Pretty
Yeah.
much. So like it's not really clear if Consume like is gonna be that good. Like I haven't played that much Consume. Like
Mm.
mainly been playing like Blood Moon. So I don't really know how Consume is gonna fare if it's gonna get completely wrecked. I think Frost like is not gonna change much because they didn't really change Frost at all. Like it's
Yeah.
pretty much like what we had is similar. It looks like so. Yeah, we get some cards like Ice Troll, but I don't think that's gonna affect the play rate. And for I think for more often we'll get new archetypes like Vampire. Like I think people will try to play vampires. Like I
Yeah.
think people will try to play Blood Moon. I think people will try to play Full Moon. So I think we'll see some of those maybe.
There's not enough for vampire archetypes at this moment though.
Yeah, but I think people will try.
Yeah.
Like just
And,
like they'll try with like Death
and
Wish.
this
So.
drain ability is really dull. I'm pretty sure there's a better way to make a vampire ability cooler. It just feels a worse version of direct control.
I agree.
Yeah. And Celebrate wanna add?
Not really for monsters. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah.
to really add. I don't have a lot of experience with monsters, so my opinion is probably shit.
All right. Now let's move on to Northern Realms. Specialty basically.
Yeah, I think Cursed is probably going to be a top tier deck. I've been running a Cursed deck all day, and I've been fine tuning it, and it's really, really good. Ada is way too strong. She needs to be toned down. She's too good. She's way too good. I think Henselt machines can still be good. They nerfed Winch, rightfully so. I think Winch is only going to really be running Henselt, obviously. Radovid, I've been toying around with a Bloody Baron deck. It hasn't been going as well as I've wanted it to. Let's say that. So I'm kind of a little disheartened at that, but maybe we'll get it to work.
Yeah.
But I think so far, looking at Northern Realms, the strongest deck looks like it's going to be Cursed from my perspective. So that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I've been playing a crewman deck with Hansel, and like that's been going pretty good, honestly. Like I've been playing just like the bronze machines along with Kedwani Knight, and like I've had pretty good success. Like I was playing what's that new machine unit that they trying to think.
Full Test Pride, the silver.
Yeah, the silver.
That card's terrible.
Yeah. So my idea was I was testing the row limits, right? So I was using that card to just interact with the row limits and test it out. So I think overall, I think Northern Realms is pretty strong. So
that card triggers me so hard.
But it's cool to test the row limits with that card.
Yeah, but it's not cool because it's at maximum of 16-point bronze or 16-point silver, and it's a conditional 16-point silver. It's dog shit. The card sucks, and it's so upsetting because it's the first silver/gold NR machine, and it's terrible.
I really like Selkirk though.
Yeah, Selkirk's amazing. He's a great card.
I've been playing Selkirk, and I've been just like able to remove so many like problematic like units, and they just like aren't they just are sad really. Like they can't really do much. I've also been playing Vandergrift's Blade, and that unit is good though. Like Vandergrift's Blade, just to have an ability to like banish whatever you want. Like that's pretty strong. Like I like that. So pretty much.
All right. Yeah. So, still a bit. If you feel like there are any Northern Realms archetypes that are underplayed but gonna see a rise with this new expansion of cards, do you have any take on that?
I don't think any Northern Realms archetypes really underplayed. Full Test
Armor, right? Armor deck is.
Oh yeah, no armor's still bad. I think. Yeah. Even though Redanian Elite got a really nice buff, I still think armor is pretty bad. Right. Vincent is a shit card. Redanian Elites are really nice, but it's not enough. Yeah. In my opinion.
All right, so I think it's gonna be me talking about Squirtle now. I start by going to say God no.
I played a lot of Squirtle too, so.
I don't know. I like a Squirtle, man. Don't judge me.
I only like dwarves. I hate the elves, so they can die.
Come on, don't you like the Lord of the Rings? Don't you like Legolas?
No, I hate him. I like Sage better.
Alright. So, I mean, I kind of addressed this a little bit in the before, but basically the underplayed archetype, the dwarf, right? And everybody sort of have a fondness for the little guys. Might be because of the swim influence or whatever, but dwarf's tempo deck will be pretty strong with the inclusion of cards like Papco Gale, Markham Horn,
Polly Dahlberg.
Yeah, Polly Dahlberg, and
that card is insane.
And the new gold dwarf card is not good, but you're not gonna play him anyway.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah, and you add in like Evor's meditation to any square tail deck, and it'd be awesome. And Eisengram, the new Eisengram is a really solid gold, so those are really nice additions to square tail deck. And as for the new archetype that I'm going to build, or I think is gonna see rise or surface, is basically create your own make your own destiny squatter that I'm gonna call it, with the cards like a Stargobor, cards like Elven Mercenaries, and those are little Elven guys that summon squatter units that are not in your deck. Those cards are actually good in those low strength spell heavy decks, and just synergize well with Stargobor. And I used it, and I used it along with and I think the best leader for that kind of deck is a Brutal Hook, because you Brutal Hook into Popco Gale into either Spellstone or Markham Horn, right? And that's like a 20 strength play right there. And you're more likely to get a very proactive option to put strengths on the board right away. Even if whether you lose a coin flip or win a coin flip, doesn't matter. You're going to see a consistent play. And after you get multiple units down on the board, then it's just the Markham Ale from there and there. And also you can control with the double thunder when it lean. And it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. And yeah, I can't wait to test it on the real ladder when the time comes. So, and that's it for me. And anything you guys want to add, or anything you guys want to ask me?
I don't have any opinions on Scumbatel.
Come on, dude. Come on. Hey, shit. Wow, we have 105 factions, man. Have some
Yeah,
love.
I think I don't. Me too. Like I don't have. You already covered everything I was gonna say.
God.
Like I think dwarfs are good,
It's
pretty
making
much.
so
Like
bad.
I played a lot. I think the most hours I played
Yeah.
was monsters and Skellige. So
Yeah.
I don't really have much to add on the other ones.
Alright. Okay, so the next one is gonna be Nilfgaard. Elaborate. You take lead on this one.
I think Spies is still going to be really, really strong, especially with the buff to Enforcers. Like that, I think that's a huge buff. I know they lose their deploy effect. I think they did, but I think that's more than worth it, because one of the biggest drawbacks to Enforcers was if you had a long emissary chain and you didn't draw one, so you lost out on all that spy value. Now that's not really a concern, right? So let's say you have 4 or 5 spies on the board. You draw an Enforcer. It's already fucking 14 or 16 point bronze with removal. And that's not unusual for Spies to have that many things on board. I think Spies is still probably going to be the king of Nilfgaard. Alchemy has got potential. Reveal has potential, and Soldiers have potential. There's a lot of potential, which is exciting, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see how it plays out. Nilfgaard has a lot of interesting possibilities for archetypes, a lot. So that's cool.
I think that Henry Var Atre card or whatever in Reveal is actually like kind of good. Because
yeah,
like in a situation where you're playing Reveal in like a longer round and you like reveal all your hands, you reveal like everything. There's situations where like it's dead, right? Like your cards are dead because there's not enough units to reveal, or there's not the right units that you want to reveal, right? Like you revealed something that you want to reveal with like another unit. So I think this card is good just because it conceals any number of units. There's no like 1, 2, 3. It's just like any number you want. So it just resets your like whole reveal. So this card is good actually, like in my opinion. So I think I want to play Reveal next. But what do you think of Usurper and Shylard? That was my question to you, Stellarbright.
I think Usurper is not consistent enough to be good, in my opinion. And Shylard it's an interesting mechanic, but I don't think it's particularly good either. There's too many bad pulls with Usurper.
Yeah, it's very high rolly, right? It's really high rolly.
Yeah.
And you don't want your leader to be high rolly. You want your leader to be optimized for your deck. You want your deck to be optimized with your leader.
But it's not high rolly, right? Because it's only the Nilfgaard leaders, right?
No, it's every single leader.
It's every leaders.
Oh, that sucks. Never mind.
Yeah.
It says any leader, right? So it's.
Oh yeah. I thought it would just be the Nilfgaard leaders. That would make sense to me. Like,
Then
No.
why not just play specific?
Why wouldn't you
Nilfgaard?
run that? Why wouldn't you run that every single time then? That
Well, because
card
you
would
could
be.
having the option to play like Calvate or like Emir could be
Depending on the
okay.
matchup,
Well,
I
yeah. So why
guess.
wouldn't you run Usurper every single time if it literally
Yeah, exactly.
traded every leader? There would be no
Exactly.
reason to run any other leader
Yeah,
besides
That's
Usurper.
true, yeah. Also, Usurper has a synergy with the spider. That's an extra ping and tick for.
Yeah. You get an extra for all your Impera units get extra ticks from that shit.
Yeah, that will make spider way too OP, man. And we already know how OP spy is. OP. Okay. And any new archetypes arising out of Nilfgaard? Soldier, maybe?
I mean, Soldier's not
play.
new, but
But
Alchemy is the new archetype that's going to rise out, I think.
Mhm.
So we'll see.
Soldier Alchemy is gonna be like relevant now because of
Witchers and
Viper
Besmir.
Witcher and the other card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, the
And
archetype.
Cultist.
Yeah. And I think one thing I want to see be played is like a slavery archetype, right? Basically, you play a lot of units that damage opponent units, and you take them with the slave guy that charms the opponent units away, and you play muzzle on top of it, and you play a lot of those slave master or whatever. Should be a fun and interesting deck, I think. It won't be as reliable, but it should be solid enough to net you like mid 50 or high 50 win rate, I think. That's my take, and I'm going to try it.
I think there are a lot of cool stuff they added to Nilfgaard, right? Because soldiers are cool in my opinion.
Yeah.
So like it's cool that we got Recruit and we got some Vreem Day. Like there's some support like stuff. And then Reveal got a really good silver, which is like kind of useful to them. So that's cool. And then we have I'm not exactly sure like what archetype Shylar supports, but I think I will want to like try that card too, and just see if I could like high roll people.
All right, so
imagine how.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So we want to cover Skelligan now.
No. I was just going to ask one question. So is Mill dead now?
Mill as the way that we know it is dead, but Mill technically still exists because you can run you can run a Mill that punishes hyper thin decks, but you can never run a Mill that like is going to be as unfun and oppressive as punishes fun basically.
Well, they nerf like the Magnet divisions, right?
Yeah, good.
It's changed into.
No, it is a nerf, in my opinion, because. Like Magnet Division just milled you, right? Like now it just plays like a different thing. It's not like the same.
Okay.
Like Magnet Division is a main card that that causes you to lose because like everything would get you to a point where you had no cards, and then Magnet Division was the card that would give them card advantage, right? Okay. Like that's the thing mainly. So now they nerfed that card fully. Like Mill just sucks, I think.
Okay, so. Now let's move on to Skellige. And basically Skellige, as Stellar has pointed out, is gonna see a research on the X-Men deck. With the addition of silver like a Dalaran and Demon Worship. Yeah.
They got good cards. I think Curse is good too. Like I think like Axeman is getting a lot of the attention, but like Heim is really good.
Yeah.
Like for Curse, Heim gives you a lot of consistency because the problem with Scal is that since Scal was random, it was a situation where you'd have to play certain cursed units in your deck, so you wouldn't just like play like Ulderic at like completely awful times.
Yeah.
But now in a situation where you have like control through Heim of what you play, I think it's like pretty good, honestly.
I run Heim in my X-Men deck for Duran, Udalric, and Iris.
Yeah.
So yeah,
are you running Ulf Hedden?
No, I'm running just Ulfhedden sucks. The card's terrible.
People said they thought it was good
Yeah.
I
in a long
think it
round.
sucks, dude.
Yeah. And the new archetypes that I see emerging are a beast archetype, a cursed plus beast, because you can get cursed units like Olgierd and Morkbark out with the Ankret, and you prefer to run on Hayam with it. Then you fill the rest of your card with the high proactive vanilla units like the Bear Spawner, and the little dude that can play random bronze item from your deck, and you play the bronze item that resurrects the beast, the bear, and that's like 13 strength or 14 strength power play with just a single card with a deck thinning. That's super powerful, man. And I tested it. Basically, the bear that the one strength guy spawns, right? It's not doomed. You can resurrect it with the bronze item. That's crazy. So yeah, and before people didn't really give a chance to that the bronze item that resurrects a beast. Now it's really pretty good now, especially with the bronze unit that also can uh play a bronze item from your deck. It's gonna find some great synergy in a bear heavy deck, and can't wait to play it. And another new archetype I mentioned was uh the machine Skellige deck with this demon worship, which is a solid value, and clan corsairs, and the change to war longship, and pirate captain basically increases the consistency and deck thinning potential of that deck. And I tested the hyper thin machine deck on Skellige with cards like Siri Dash and Joni. I'm not sure how viable it's going to be, but it's pretty damn fun. And with the cards like Wolfbane and Carryover, you can gain an edge over your opponent. Yeah, sure, it is kind of reactive and it's low tempo, but it's Carryover and Wolfbane kind of supplements that, right? So I think it's gonna be viable archetype. Maybe that's my wishful thinking, but yeah, it's my opinion, right? I gotta put it out there.
Yeah, I think with
Yeah,
the
I think-
introduction of so many cards, it's going to be great for deck building, and there's going to be a lot of more unique decks. So we'll see how it plays out.
Like
though.
it's awesome to we had a good amount of archetypes being played before the patch. So I think since they're introducing like support for like it's not just a few archetypes, right? Like they're introducing archetypes, they're buffing like bad archetypes. So like it should be really like interesting overall.
Yeah. Alright, so I think that pretty much covers everything, right? Did we miss anything, Celebrate?
No, man, I'm all talked out, dude. That was like 4 hours.
I'm
Holy
exhausted
shit.
too. Like it's 4 hours, but this length was necessary to cover everything, and we did cover everything we could have, and we tried really hard. And I hope you guys can find some good to come out of this talk show or card review slash show, whatever you call it. And this is
Yeah, thanks for having me on, by the way.
this is as deep as a Gwent review gets, and we get really 3 people who are highly invested in Gwent, and I personally had a great time, although it was a bit tiring preparing all this layout and getting everything together, and obviously sticking through this for 4 hours. But Stellar and Hercules, and thanks for joining me, man. It was really great.